Everybody, it is Laura, and I just want to say it's great to be back. I normally do these Thursday lives over on the membership side of the channel, but I thought it would be really nice to go public today to give everybody on the channel a little bit of a taste of what goes on every Thursday on the membership side. If you do enjoy what I put out there today, then feel free to join the membership. There will be a link below down in the description box. But first, we're going to talk about these collective energies because they are pretty intense, and we got a significant transit playing out on Sunday this weekend with Mercury in that opposition to Pluto. These energies are building, and today really isn't going to be a cakewalk, to say the least, because we do have, hello, Zandra, welcome in. It is so good to see you back. It's good to be back. So today we have Mercury in Cancer in a sextile to Uranus in Taurus at 29 degrees. And of course I go live and the cats are about to scrap it out. So this energy really is intense, right? Especially with the energies building between Mercury opposite Pluto on the weekend. We also have, like I said, this sextile today at 29 degrees, and moments after the sextile, Mercury is going to enter into Leo. And so 29 degrees is pretty significant, right? It's that Anaretic degree. It indicates endings. And at the time of this transit taking place today, we do have Mercury sitting in the second house of Cancer, and the second house is sitting at 21 degrees 20, the world and judgment. And so we're kind of at that pivotal moment where there's this clashing of energies between the earth and the sky, right? We think of Taurus as a very fixed energy. It's a very grounded energy. I want to call it like the grounded guardian energy. And Taurus really is the energy of the Empress in the tarot. And so there's a symbol of fertility here, right? As we close out one cycle, we begin another. And this is connected to Mercury, right? Because it's at that 29 degrees. And Uranus is going to be entering into Gemini early next month. And things are going to be speeding up, right? And so Uranus is the cosmic disruptor. And so right now there's this energy, I want to say, of like divine chaos going on, right? Where we're dismantling the old belief systems. I got my little notes here, right? And so what I noticed when digging into this transit that's taking place today with Mercury sextile Uranus, or Uranus, however it is you want to pronounce it, we're going to have another sextile between Mercury and Uranus at 29 degrees in Taurus because of the retrograde energy. So it's going to be going into Gemini. It's going to be going retrograde, dipping back in to Taurus again. And so in April of 2026, we're going to be met with a very similar energy. And so right now, this is kind of laying the groundwork for what is to come. But the next sextile in 2026, of April 2026, is going to be with Pisces and Taurus. So this is pretty significant if you ask me. Let me know down below how you're handling these energies, because we are on the precipice of a brand new cycle connected to our soul's evolution. And so right now there's a dismantling of patterns. There is a dismantling of everything that is no longer serving our evolution on the spiritual path. And so that Uranus energy is going to strike like lightning. It comes in like a tower, but it also awakens us to the next level of consciousness, right? And so this is going to be connected to the material world because of its energy connected to Taurus. And so Taurus energy is loyal, it's enduring, but it is at times very fixed and resistant to change because it is a fixed energy, right? And so right now we're in this fated degree energy. We're at this critical point on the journey, and it's going to be intense. There's like an urgency, I feel, connected to this karmic completion, especially connected to the fixed sign Taurus. And because of the sextile to the energies of Cancer, yeah, everything that's happening, perfect alignment. Yeah, everything is working out in perfect alignment with these energies. I absolutely agree. And so there's basically, what I want to say, this breaking point where this change can no longer be resisted. We're all feeling the pressure, right? We're feeling this pressure to evolve. And when I look at Uranus, it is sitting in the 12th house at the time of this transit. And so the 12th house is the house of karmic culmination. It's the house of completion. It's the house where a lot of change happens, and I just heard my phone ding, and so that's a significant message. I forgot to put the phone on silent, so any beeps or dings throughout the reading, it's just a like a little ping from the universe to pay attention to that message. But right now we're in this portal of quantum leap energy. And so it is a pressure cooker of release. I felt the pressure building around the third eye as I was prepping for the reading. And so there's going to be sudden awakenings. There's going to be breakdowns, and these breakdowns are going to lead to breakthroughs. And this is going to change everything. Okay. And so you've had this inner knowing. Maybe you've been sleeping on this inner knowing. And so now it's like the door is opening and we have to walk through the doorway. So we're kind of collapsing the old timelines and we are rebirthing into this quantum pivot point is what this feels like. And so we're finalizing soul contracts connected to family, security, our ancestral lineage. All of this is coming up. And there is like a major communication shift coming in, right? Because it is connected to Mercury at the same time. And so we're birthing our voice. We're activating the throat chakra. And so we can't keep rooting our communication in projection, right? This is where we have to do the deep soul work. And Uranus is going to shock us. It's going to shock us into alignment because these new values need to be grounded and rooted as we get ready to roar like that lion and that lioness for Lionsgate energy coming up on the 8/8 portal. And so for twin flames, for soul connections, there's going to be a lot of unexpected messages. And I do believe in the form of downloads or just like a ping of your intuition. There's going to be a lot of karmic uprooting. There's going to be the severing of karmic soul ties, karmic soul contracts. And I'm a firm believer that everything carries a bit of karma with it because we are here to balance out the karma from past lives. Yes, you need to use your voice more. You absolutely need to use your voice more. And so the Taurus energy is activating the throat chakra. Taurus is ruled by the throat. I don't know about the rest of you Taurians out there, but I, as a child, always had throat infections and throat issues, right? And so I also feel the energy of the heart chakra connected to stepping into embodiment because we are being rewired, connected to our inner safety, connected to our voice and our self-worth. And so this is all about recalibrating, resting, hydrating, grounding, because these downloads are going to come in very suddenly. Yes, pull your energy back from overgiving. That is a big lesson that divine feminines need to master. And I think we have it deeply rooted in our programming that we need to give in order to hold value. And I'm learning that myself. And so there's a solar plexus recalibration there too, because when we overgive, then we are leaking our energy, our source energy. And so we're all kind of being initiated to speak up, to speak from the heart, to defend our beliefs. Although I don't really like the word defending, but we have to hold strong in our boundaries and defend what it is that we believe in, because beliefs are shifting. We are rebirthing our beliefs in these energies. And so we're kind of bridging the old timeline with these new truths and this new timeline at the moment. And we're not really sure what's next. But what's next, I feel, is us entirely owning the path and our co-creative journey as conscious co-creators. And so another thing I want to mention is we do have the sun today, sextile Mars in Virgo, and this is at early degrees. This is at 5 degrees 13. And looking at the chart, we have Mars sitting in the third house. The third house is the house of communication. It's also the house of siblings, our neighbors, and it is connected to beliefs because Mercury rules our belief patterns, right? And so there's an activation gateway opening up today that is adding like another layer of taking those steps, right? Virgo, Mars in Virgo is affording us the opportunity to take those steps. And so Cancer is a cardinal energy. It is a leadership energy. And so all of these energies are in preparation, building into that exact aspect of Mercury opposite Pluto on the weekend. And so there's going to be power struggles in communication, but we do have a constructive opportunity here to act on our clarity, to act on our emotional truth and our emotional clarity, to take that grounded, aligned action towards our purpose, right? And so we all have a purpose here, and I firmly believe it is to shed all of the old beliefs and to step into our authentic truth. And what's true for me might not be true for you, but I'm here as a guide to help you find that truth. So whatever you're going to do with today's energies, that's entirely up to you. But I do feel this is the perfect day to ground in the insights, journal about the insights. I was also shown a vision of a very dark mountain. It was nighttime, and I was shown the vision of the mountain, and above the mountain was like the galaxy, all of the stars, and then below the mountain was the mirror reflection of this mountain in the stillness of what I believe to be like a lake, a very still lake. And so we're in a deep portal, I want to say, of integrating a lot of shadow work at the moment. And so be gentle with yourself, because Uranus is coming in to shake us out of something stuck. The sun is lighting the path towards our leadership purpose, and Mars is allowing us to have those tools to take those steps forward, right? Think of Knight of Pentacles energy, one foot in front of the other, slow and steady wins the race. And Mercury is the sign to speak up and roar your truth, right? Because this is the moment, I feel, where we are bridging those timelines fully, but we have to take those intentional steps forward, and we have to speak from our soul. We have to speak from our heart. And so what I'm going to do today is I am going to pull into all 12 zodiac signs, and we're going to start with Aries. We're going to close off with Pisces. And I always do encourage you, if you do study your own birth chart, these readings can be applied to your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, even your Jupiter and your North Node. If you're really good at maneuvering your birth chart, you can apply these to every single house aspect within your birth chart as well. So let me get my laptop out of the way. I'll just shove it onto the pile of books there, because I've been doing a lot of reading lately and journaling. But the decks I picked today, guys, for the live is the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. I love this because it allows us to dig a little bit deeper into our birth chart, into our astrology. We'll see what comes through with that. Of course, I'm using my staple deck, the Tarot of Dreams. I love it because it also has those tarot pings, tarot and astrology pings. And then we're going to get a closing message for each zodiac sign with the Star Seed Oracle deck. It's just a cute little deck. I've had it forever. But let's jump right in, and let's start with the Aries collective, and let's see what the message is for my Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. What do we got for Aries today? Oh, we're going to take this one. Saturn. So interesting. This is probably a message we all could heed at this point in time, because we do have Saturn in Aries right now, right? Saturn is going to be going retrograde. I believe it's July the 13th. I'm pretty sure it's the 13th of July, and it's going to be going retrograde in Aries, and it's going to dip back into Pisces. And so Saturn is a malefic planet. I do feel a Queen of Wands energy coming through with the Saturn energy. And so right now, Aries, you have an opportunity to reassess, to rebuild, to reevaluate the structures in your life, right? Saturn wants you to be disciplined. And so there could be one last hitch coming up here with the retrograde over the course of the next 5 months, where you're going to have to clean something up here, right? Saturn really is, I feel, getting you back on track here, but it's feeling a little bit heavy. So let's see what the tarot card is. Look at that. Yeah, this is all about clearing some toxic patterns, maybe clearing a toxic soul tie, anything that has kept you caged from being your most authentic self, Aries, okay? And so we get the Devil card, we get Capricorn energy. And so where do you keep yourself caged in an old belief? Where do you need to address any toxic codependencies, whether these are addictions or patterns? We can be addicted to many things, right? And so really evaluate where, like, the devil's got this grip on you, and do that deep shadow work, because I do feel a Queen of Wands energy here trying to emerge. And maybe you're feeling like a little bit of a sacred clown. I also feel, I want to say, this energy of like a Heyoka empath coming through. And so do not play into temptations right now. Saturn is going to be testing you, Aries. So get ready to pass some type of karmic test coming up here with Saturn going retrograde. And so this lesson might not reach completion until Saturn goes back into Aries after the retrograde, but you're going to be tested. So look to the house of Saturn, where Saturn sits in your chart, and look to any Capricorn energy to dig deeper into these patterns. Okay, so let's see what the star seed message is. Okay, I love it. Aries, we get magnificence. And so the card does say you are amazing, you're magnificent, and you're unique. And that's the truth. Okay, so most importantly though, Aries, you are enough. So remember, you are enough. And so if things are challenging, Saturn is getting you back on track. Okay, let's move on to Taurus next. What do we got for my Taurus? Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. What do we got for Taurus today? Okay, we're only going to take the one that flipped over upright. And I love it. We get the 5th house. This is all about writing a new story, I feel, for you, Taurus. Look at, we got the canvas, we got the blooming energy of the flowers. The 5th house is connected to love, romance, children, our creativity. It's the house of sex, it's the house of gambling. And so there could be new romance blooming for you, Taurus. Look to your 5th house. I know I'm a Cancer 5th house, and I'm a Taurus sun sign. And so right now I feel like you've got a blank canvas here to work with. So what is it that you're passionate about? Maybe your creativity is going to be expanding. Hello, Megan. Welcome in to the live. It's nice to have you here. And so Taurus, I feel that like this 3 of Cups energy coming through for you too. And so I feel like a celebration though, right? Oftentimes the 3 of Cups can get a pretty bad rap connected to third party, but it does indicate celebration. And so I just say, I want to say, celebrate yourself. You're growing, you're blooming, you're expanding. So what is the tarot message coming through for Taurus today? I'm going to take it, and I knew it was the moon. I saw it peek out. So this is it. You've got an opportunity to plant some pretty significant seeds. Okay, so we just had that Cancer new moon yesterday. We still are in that energy of planting those seeds. So get those intentions set, Taurus. What do you want to build over the course of the next 6 months? This is activating some type of creative process. So we do see the moon energy of Pisces. Look to the house of Pisces as well, or any Pisces placements. This is probably where you're going to need to face your fears. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of sharing your creativity and maybe it not being received? We create for ourselves, right? And so I think it's time to like let it all out. We noticed the bats, and I always feel like this is bats kind of coming out of like a mirror. And so maybe it's time to let those skeletons out of the closet. There's an integration too with your wild instinctual side, like the wolf energy and the dog. And so what are you loyal to? Ask yourself that, Taurus. What are you loyal to? Because I do feel, use any emotions as that creative force, as that drive to create something. So what is the star seed message for Taurus today? Release. Oh my God, definitely goes hand in hand with the waterfall energy. And so release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. That is the message for you, Taurus. I think I needed to hear this message today too, Sandra. Okay, we are moving on to Gemini next. What do we got for my Gemini collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Gemini, 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 Gemini. What do we got for you today, Gemini? Oh, look at that. The moon. Oh, the moon energy. Perception. I feel like illumination energy coming through. I do feel something about the upcoming eclipses. We're not going to have another eclipse until September, but it will be in the mutable signs, right? It will be connected to Virgo and Pisces, which would be in a square to any Gemini placements. And so the energies might be feeling a little bit tense for you, connected to breaking free from illusions, Gemini. Okay, and so it's time to shift your perception. I also feel a shedding of the ego. Karmic debt 19 is associated with the fall of the ego. It can also be associated to extreme codependencies. I do feel there could be an illusion that you are breaking free from. 19 is a karmic debt number also associated with narcissism. So my belief on narcissism has also shifted recently. I don't believe anybody is inherently a narcissist. We all have narcissistic tendencies, right? Because we all have an ego and we all need that ego. We can't fully die to the ego, but we can transform the lower ego and bring it into balance. But I do feel something here needs to be eclipsed out of your life, Gemini, and there's an illusion here that you haven't quite seen clearly because of the moon. But I also feel in the background this sun energy coming in, illuminating something. So what is this moon all about and this perception? I think it's connected to beliefs. We get the Hierophant, and so there is something here I want to say coming full circle. There could be a karmic completion here that has been avoided or resisted up until this point today with Mercury and Uranus at that 29 degrees and that sextile. And so sextiles create the opportunity to take action, but we do have to take that action. And so have faith. Have faith. I do feel the divine is showing you something connected to a perception or a belief that needs to shift. And so I think right now you're being called to meditate, right? Looks like somebody here is praying. And so maybe you've been praying for the answers. Maybe you've been asking for peace. I think the universe hears you, God, source, whatever it is that you want to call it. The universe has heard your prayers and they will answer it in unexpected ways. And so oftentimes the universe will bring in a tower if we are not willing to take those guided action steps. And so praying is speaking to God in the universe. Meditating is receiving the answers. So take some time today to meditate. I love it. I love it, Megan. Yeah, I love the Taurus energy. Capricorn moon, Cancer rising. Love it. So I'm sure you're feeling this Cancer energy quite intensely as a Cancer rising. I know, yeah, definitely the Cancer placements are feeling it for sure. All right, what is the star seed message for Gemini? Guidance. That's exactly it. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realm. So meditate. They have heard your prayers, Gemini. You're not alone. You are being guided. So pay attention to the signs and the syncs and quiet the noise so you can hear that guidance coming through for you. Okay, Cancer's up next. Let's see what needs to come through for Cancer's sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. What do we got for my Cancers? We're going to take it. Oh, solar flares. You are going through a major healing activation. I feel the energy of the star coming through for you. And so if you follow the Schumann resonance, if you follow that kind of stuff, I don't follow it super closely, but the energy up in the cosmos really is activating all of us for that next level healing. And so I do feel Cancers, you are healing. And to heal, we do have to feel. And so you might be feeling a little bit overly emotional. I do feel the energy, like I said, of the star Aquarian energy coming through. And so I feel, I do feel Saturn energy. It kind of looks like the rings of Saturn too. And so any major Cancer placements, especially early degree, would be in that square to Saturn in Aries and Neptune in Aries, especially within the first decan of Cancer. And so there is like this very tense energy, I feel, right? You think of squares, you think of the box. And so where have you put yourself in this box that you need to break free from in order to step into leadership? And so maybe you're here to serve the collective as a healer, as a teacher, as a guide, especially as a cardinal placement, you would be. But there's something here I feel really restricting you. Hello, Kate. Hey, girl. Welcome into the live today. And so trust in this activation. I feel like, I want to say like a starseed activation or like a DNA restructuring going on in your energy field. So what is this solar flare activation all about for my Cancers? This one wanted to peek, so we're going to take it and we're going to see Hanged Man. This is all about shifting your perception. So really look to where Neptune in Aries is activating a certain part of your birth chart. That is where you're being asked to take a step back, to pause, right? And so there's also this energy, I want to say, of releasing martyrdom, right? When I think of the hanged man will self-sacrifice. And so I feel you're going through a period of enlightenment. And I do feel you are receiving activation codes, light codes, and Pisces energy. The hanged man is connected to Pisces. And so very interesting tidbit of information I will share with you all, Cancers, is that we do have Neptune kind of holding hands, a little bit holding hands and dancing with Saturn and Aries. Both of these outer planets are going to be going retrograde. They're going to be dancing together in the sky for the better part of this year. They will go into an exact conjunction next spring. And so you are going through a massive period of growth, spiritual evolution, and enlightenment. And so embrace this healing portal. Okay, really embrace this, because I do feel your views are shifting, your perception is shifting, Cancer. So what is the star seed message for my Cancers? I just had my watch vibrate, so I do think this is an important message, because on the other side of this very tense energy is freedom. Okay, Cancer, follow your heart, nurture your soul, and love with freedom. You're going to have the freedom to grow, to expand. And so just nurture your path right now, because everything is shifting. Okay. All right. We are moving on to Leo next. I'm pretty sure I haven't missed any signs yet. All right. What do we got for my Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? And we get the Gemini card. So we do see the bees, they're pollinating, they're cross-pollinating. There's something here about communication. And so Leo, I do feel Empress energy here. You're being called to step into your worth and your value. Do you know your worth? Do you know your value? Maybe your values are shifting. Maybe you're dealing with a Gemini, but I do feel like I want to say crossing the line. So crossing the threshold, crossing the line. Maybe somebody's crossed the line with you, Leo, or maybe it's time for you to cross the threshold. I think you're doing a lot of integration connected to duality right now, right? You think of Gemini. It's the sign of the twins, and I always think of Jekyll and Hyde, right? There's two sides to Gemini. The side you see is all dependent on I think their energy at that time. I know I'm a Venus in Gemini, and so multifaceted energies. And so Leo, maybe you're being asked to speak up too, because Gemini rules communication. So look to any Gemini placements in your chart. I feel like this queen bee energy. It's time to step into being that queen bee, stepping into that empress energy. So what are we pollinating here, Leo? What is the tarot card coming out for Leo today? Oh, we got the Two of Wands, and it flipped out in reverse. Everything in the deck was upright. So I'm going to read it both ways for you because my intentions were all cards to come out upright, but we'll take it as it is. So it's like you've been shown the path forward and you're not taking action. We have Venus and Aries energy, or pardon me, Mars and Aries energy coming through. So I do feel you've been stuck. I feel a stuckness here. And maybe you just don't know which path to take moving forward, but you've got a big decision to make here, and only you can make it. You are being guided to cross the threshold, to make that decision that's maybe been avoided, to take those steps, right? So we're always presented with two options on the path. We can stay stuck and we can keep repeating the patterns, or we can walk towards the light and we can transcend the patterns. We can evolve beyond the patterns. And maybe even talk about transcending these patterns. But I do feel you have a big decision to make here, and maybe you've avoided this decision up until now, but Mars and Aries is saying it's time to take action. It's time to make a choice. So what is the star seed message for Leo today? Light. Step into the light. It's time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Leo, shine. You're ruled by the sun. Shine that light. Bring that light into the collective. And it's time to just reveal your true self to the world. And that's what I've got for you, Leo. Okay, what comes after Leo? I'm pretty sure it's going to be Virgo. Is it Virgo? Yeah, it's Virgo. All right, let's move on to Virgo. What do we got for my Virgo collective? We could have a fallout here, Virgo. And there's tension. I'm going to take the 2 cards that flipped out upright. We got an Ace of Cups energy, I feel. We got a Page of Swords energy here coming through. And so there is a very tense energy here. I don't know. Are you clashing with somebody here, Virgo? Is there a clash of beliefs here? Are you afraid to speak up? I do feel maybe you're coming into some new information with that Page of Swords undertone. And I think maybe, you know, having some type of conversation or communicating this with somebody is going to create a fight. But I feel you going towards pouring into your own cup. I feel an Ace of Cups. There's a new beginning in love here, but first it will start with you. And so everything is going to be a mirror reflection of the work that we've put in on ourselves, right? And so if you are having difficulty communicating with somebody, or there's resistance to communication, there could be blocked communication, it's time to speak up. So maybe you do want a new chance in love. Maybe you do have somebody in mind here. And I do feel there could be an opportunity to maybe heal a past grievance with somebody here. But it's going to require communication, and it's going to require a whole lot of self-love is what this is feeling like. So look to the 3rd house because there could be a semi-square or a square energy or a quincunx pattern here playing out within your birth chart that triggers an unhealed wound connected to communication within relationships. But I do feel love here. I do feel an Ace of Cups. So what is this tense communication all about? Maybe it's time to have that heart-to-heart conversation, Virgo. Yeah, I think you are stressed. Another card flipped out in reverse. So I do think there's something here haunting you connected to a past grievance. Now listen, I'm not one of those readers that's going to be like somebody from the past is coming back. I'm not really into that. My intentions are for growth. So we can all grow beyond these stuck cycles. So we're not waiting for somebody. So we kind of take that action for ourselves. But there is Mars energy here. So I do feel with Mars ingressing into Virgo, it's time to put that plan into action. I do feel if you're worried about healing something from the past, now is the perfect opportunity to speak up. With Mercury at that 29 degrees to Uranus, maybe you'll just blurt it out. There could be an argument here too with no resolution in sight, Virgo. But I do feel you got to figure out what it is that you want, because romance is on the table and there's fear. There could be unfounded fear. Hey, there's nothing better than clearing up some communication issues, right? Because we don't heal when we ghost or when we go silent. We heal when we communicate. And I think we all at times can have trouble communicating with people, especially when emotions are involved. But I do think you spent a lot of time up in your head worrying about a conversation, and now it's time to get that ball rolling. So what is the star seed message for Virgo? Abundance. I want to say you're blocking your own abundance by not speaking up. And so when your heart's intentions are pure, you open up doors of abundance naturally. And so if you have something to say and your intentions are pure, I say speak up. Maybe somebody needs to come towards you, Virgo, and speak up with pure intentions. But I do feel there's something here about the path of service, and maybe you are afraid to speak up because of the Page of Swords energy. I also want to say you can't stay forever in the energy of being the student. You do have to step into the teaching role. So release that fear about communication, Virgo, okay? All right, so after Virgo, we're going to move on to Libra. Let's see what needs to come through for my Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. All right, Libra, Juno partnership. There's a 5 of Wands energy here, though. So I don't know if there's a lot of outside opinions here that have put their 2 cents into a partnership or a relationship. I'm not really a fan of the parrot energy, because this to me is saying somebody could be gossiping about all of your secrets, right? You tell a parrot something and it's going to repeat it. So be careful about who you share your ideas with at this time, Libra, especially if there is potential for a new romance or partnership to bloom here. I do feel like a mirror soul connection. There could be somebody here that is like your perfect mirror energy, but there's a 5 of Wands undertone. There's tension, I feel. Maybe there's friction, maybe there's fear, right? And let's face it, to be emotionally vulnerable and intimate is absolutely terrifying at times, right? Especially if you haven't done the work and prepared for it. But I do feel there's a purification energy here too, connected to some type of partnership. So what is this partnership all about for Libra? Wow. We got the 8 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. So there's that Taurus energy. There's something here that's not balanced. And so, and there you are, Libra. You see the little Libra symbol there. And the 8 of Swords is patterns. This to me is patterns, right? And we see somebody here really in their bubble. There could be a protective bubble here. There could be blocking, I want to say. But there's a bubble here about to burst. With the 8 of Swords, this is like the devil in the lower arcana. And there's expansion here. And so I do feel there is a need to balance some type of karmic scale. The bubble's going to burst with this Anaretic Degree, I feel, and maybe there's going to need to be some type of communication. If you think of before the 8 of Swords, we get the 7 of Swords. So there could be like a situation here where there's been a lack of honesty, or there's been a lack of reciprocity, and the bubble needs to burst. It needs to be looked at. But I do feel somebody here has really gone within and has really done the work at looking at these thought patterns connected to partnership. Are you ready to call in that divine partnership? Have you really worked through those internal struggles? Because there is a breaking free here. There is a breaking apart here, and there is expansion. So what is the star seed message for Libra? Vibration. I love it. So your vibration is being raised into higher levels. So I do feel you're kind of in this cosmic portal or a bubble of expansion as you connect to these higher cosmic energies and this higher spiritual intelligence. And this is recognizing, hey, I deserve to receive what I put into relationships, right? And so are your relationships reciprocal? Because partnership doesn't just mean love. All of your partnerships, your friendships, your work partnerships, are they reciprocal? Are they trustworthy? Because I do feel you've purified from an old relationship cycle because your vibration is raising. So get ready to dive deep into those questions that I asked you today, Libra, okay? Scorpio is up next on the docket. What do we got for Scorpio today? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. Messages for my Scorpio collective. 6th house. There's a 4 of Cups undertone. There's an energy, I want to say, Scorpio, of dissatisfaction, inertia, feeling suppressed, possibly even depression. Is your day-to-day life sustainable? The 6th house has everything to do with our day-to-day life, our health, our work, our habits. Are they sustainable? Are they working for you, or are they working against you? Because there's a master energy coming through too, where you need to master your day-to-day sustainability. And so there could be this energy too of feeling pulled in a lot of directions. But I do feel an undertone here of depression, Scorpio. Maybe not quite depression, like I said, but like something here I feel is suppressing you in your day-to-day life. So really go within and sit with that, right? Maybe work on purging and clearing the blockages within the chakra system. So what is this all about with the 6th house for Scorpio? And we got the Ace of Coins in reversed. I'm going to show it to you upright though. And so this is about being the hero of your own life, I feel. And so I feel over the course of the next year, you do have an opportunity here to grow a lot of abundance, to build a lot of abundance, but you're going to have to take the lead of a situation is what this feels like. And I do feel over the course of the next year, you're rebuilding your day-to-day quality of life. Really get your health in check. this is about mind, body, and soul and integrating that all together, right? Because our day-to-day life should bring us joy and fulfillment and sustainability. And if it's not bringing you all of those things, maybe it's time to plant a seed to go towards like maybe an entrepreneurial path, Scorpio. So think about that, because this is like a blessing, but it came out sideways. So there's a block to this blessing. You got to sit with that block energy, and it could be in the heart. So there could be heart health issues here that need to be looked at. But let's see what the star seed message is for Scorpio. What do we got for you, Scorpio? I'm going to take that one because it kind of flipped and went back again. And it is the star seed card. I love it. Okay, raise your vibration. You are raising the vibration of the planet through your radiant, loving light. And so, yeah, you have a big mission here to raise your vibration, Scorpio. So get ready to shed some old patterns that are no longer sustainable, okay? All right, Sagittarius is up next, one of my favorite signs. Both of my daughters are Saggies. So what do we got for my Sagittarius collective today? Chiron, healing, and Leo, shine. Your healing beliefs, definitely healing old belief patterns. So maybe you are a Chiron in Sagittarius. I've not really worked with any clients with a Chiron in Sagittarius, but I do feel you're at a major crossroads here, Sagittarius, and you are here to shine your light as you go through this healing journey. And so there's something about the energies today for sure that are activating your throat chakra, asking you to find your voice to roar. Sagittarius, you are ruled by Jupiter. You're all about expansion, all about taking risks, all about living life moment to moment. And I do think your healing journey is definitely getting activated to the next level. But there could be a stuck belief pattern here. So look to the energy of Leo in your chart. Maybe there was a deeper layer of healing when Mars did go through Leo. It would have trined any Sagittarius placements. It would have opened up a portal for healing this inner lion or lioness energy. But I think you're at the crossroads of making a big decision here. So what is this all about for Sag? Something about Lionsgate too. Oh, we got the King of Coins come flying out in reverse. The energy is feeling a little bit ungrounded, but I do think your beliefs about the stability that you're building, right? And so maybe you're releasing a materialistic view of the world, right? It's always not just about the money, honey. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that is very stable, solid, and grounded, and maybe you're in a connection and you're like, man, he's only about the money and I want something more fulfilling than that. But I do feel with Mars in Virgo, there's that King of Coins energy. I think it's time to really reevaluate your goals and plant those new seeds too for the next level of your healing journey. Get grounded, I think, is a message today. So what is the star seed message for Sagittarius? Intuition. Trust your intuition. So if you've been questioning a connection and the universe has been guiding you to the answers, trust that. Trust your intuition. Trust in the answers, because there's healing going on here. But it could be connected to like a long-standing belief, connected to relationships too, where maybe, you know, you look at this person, hey, they got everything going for them. They got a good job. They're stable. You know, they're grounded. But like, are they actually invested long-term, or is it just about like the status quo? Maybe think about that. Okay. After Sag, we are going to move on to Capricorn. Capricorn is up next. What do we got for my Cappies? My Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node Aries. It's time to take some action. I feel magician energy. It's time to act. Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, and so you are no stranger to putting in the hard work. We see the ram on the card. Capricorn, you're ruled by the goat. It's time to take action, but you might be feeling restricted because Saturn and Neptune and Aries both going retrograde. So jot down those ideas, Capricorn. Get ready to take action on the ideas, but you might be a little bit restricted right now. You are the magician. Trust that you have all of the tools to take action towards what it is that you're seeing for a vision for your future. But don't get overly frustrated if you feel like you are restricted. So what is this act all about? So maybe time to change your act as well. I don't know. What do we got for Capricorn? Look, we'll take it. We'll take it. The 9 of Wands and the 4 of Swords reversed. So I do feel when the energies go retrograde, you're going through an expansion. We get Libra energy, the opposite of Aries. And so maybe you want to go ramming right ahead, taking action towards something here. But there's one last hitch here. There's a block here. There's a truth here I want to say that you've been sleeping on. Even though you know the truth deep down inside, you've been sleeping on it because it's really going to trigger a core wound. So Sagittarius energy coming through as well. There could have been a revelation around that full moon in Sagittarius a couple of weeks ago. And maybe you are being encouraged to block communication and go down a new path. And maybe you've thought about this for a long time. But it is time to act. I do feel you've received the downloads connected to a journey here that has blocked some truth coming into you. And I think that truth has probably come in, and now you're going to have to take action on that truth. Capricorn, so what is the starseed message? I don't know if you've been in a relationship for about the last 4 years and it's kind of run dry and you've been sleeping on that truth, not wanting to see the truth, but it's time to find your courage to take that action. You know what you need to do. So it's time to live your life to the fullest and to find that courage and your strength and your determination, I think, to close out a cycle within a relationship that is not balanced, okay? All right, Aquarius is up next. What do we got for my Aquarius collective today? Neptune. So Aquarius, you are ruled by Uranus. You have all kinds of innovative ideas and visions to bring into the collective, right? And so there's a Page of Wands quality with this Neptunian vision. So if you got a new idea for a new business venture or a new project, run with it, right? Neptune is going to show you that vision of what it is you can build for your life. And it's in the baby stages is what this feels like for me. But I want to say hold the vision. Neptune is going to go retrograde. Hold that vision and construct that vision and allow the energy of Saturn dancing with Neptune to give you the structure to bring that manifestation and that vision into your reality. So what is this Neptunian vision for you? This is something to do with work. I think this is something to do with you going your own way, building something solid on your own. Usually on a 3 of Pentacles, we see 3 people or several people working together towards a goal, like a similar goal. This 3 of Pentacles, we see one person working towards a goal. And so I think over the course of the next couple of months or years, Pentacles takes time, you're striving towards building something new. And so get ready to put in the hard work to build this vision, because I do think you're being shown the path forward. And now it's time to put in the hard work. So what is the starseed message for you, Aquarius? So if you are an Aquarius rising, I do want you to take note. You'd likely be a 12th house Capricorn. So there's something about burying the past, an old way of doing things, especially now with Pluto in Aquarius. And we're going to have that opposition to Mercury on the weekend. And so there's like a belief here that tells you I got to sludge, I got to dredge, I got to work hard to have everything. And the vision is to manifest. So moving into manifestation is what I want to say. So what is the starseed message? Gratitude. Universal love shines through the miracles of life all around you. So give gratitude and thanks to the universe, right? Gratitude does build more abundance and more gratitude. So be grateful for the lessons you've learned and for where it is you're going, okay? All right, we're going to close off the messages today for my Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. I am a Pisces rising. I actually went thrifting the other day, and I found an awesome tank top with the Pisces fish on it, and I had to buy it, even though I'm a Taurus. But anyway, Pisces, 10th house. It's time to face the challenges and own your authority. The 10th house is our public image. It is how people perceive us in the public eye. It's a big part of our spiritual purpose purpose and mission. I feel an Eight of Cups energy here. What do you need to walk away that's really prevented you from stepping into that authority? If you are a Pisces rising, you're probably a 10th house Sagittarius like me, and it's time to shine the light in the collective. It's time to expand beyond your current challenges. It's really time to walk the walk and talk the talk and step onto the path of the sacred journeyer, right? We see this sacred journeyer facing the challenges, overcoming the challenges, something coming full circle. But there is something here that you need to walk away from. It can be a job, it can be a belief, it can be a bunch of things, right? A pattern. It's really time to own it and to step into that full essence of your spiritual authority. Okay, Pisces? So what do we got for the tarot card? Yeah, and that's the truth. So I do think you're a visionary. Pisces, you are connected to unity, consciousness, oneness. You are the last sign of the Zodiac. You have seen and done it all. You have all of the signs embodied in you, in that Pisces energy. And so the Palace of Swords, I want to say it's time for you to be that truth speaker, to expose falsities, to unveil things for people in the collective. And so there's a lot of truth being downloaded that you are being asked to share as part of your public career in the collective. And so get ready to share these spiritual truths with people. Okay, so what is the starseed message for Pisces today? That one kind of went sideways, so something here might be going sideways. Meditate. I've been doing a lot of that lately. Take that time to take a step back, Pisces. Connect with source. It is through the quiet, reflective, meditative states that we go into that we receive that Palace of Swords, that holy truth from above, right? So meditate, connect, ground, connect with Mother Earth. That's really going to serve you, especially connected to your purpose and your mission over the coming days. Okay, so this was really fun to go public today. So if you enjoyed today and you have been curious about the membership side of the channel, there is a link down below. Come over and join us on the other side. I would love to have you as a member. I am integrating some new changes with the membership, but it's really just a fun place where I get to go live and interact with you in the comments, which was great to see some comments today. I would love to have you join me. I hope everybody found a message in one of the readings, at least today, that will help you along your journey. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Have a great day, everybody.